What not to do.
Oh God.
What not to do. Don't ever do this again. Don't do this. There are other things we could do at tea. There are other things available for us. Eating these will no longer be one of our segments. It will no longer be one of the things that we do here. Well, but why, Pops? Why? I guess we'll have to discuss that.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
But it would need people wanting to understand.
That I once heard of, once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream, they do really do
Come true.
come true.
Oh, yeah, they do.
One day I
With the
wish
tea
I
crew.
own a star and wake up where the stars are far behind.
Behind you.
Where troubles melt like lemon drops away. Above the chimney tops, that's where
Pops will find you.
I be somewhere over the rainbow.
Eat me on tea.
Birds fly over the rainbow.
Why
Why you know why
did Pops
one day I wish upon a star and wake up where the stars are far behind me. Oh, where troubles melt like lemon drops away. Above the chimney tops, that's where
well,
you are me. Yes, somewhere
over,
over
way over.
bluebirds fly,
Oh, we fly.
birds fly over the rainbow.
Why
You know why?
did I? We're gonna have to talk about this. One more song though. Let's get down a little bit. Let's get down just a tiny teeny bit. Tiny little teeny teeny. Work all day. Play, play, play.
What the hell I'm doing?
Playing by the rules.
Every single year I end up in the same place. People told me work hard, don't stick your head too high, and surely you turn out okay. But oh yeah, something's gotta change, change, change. Say oh yeah, it's like I'm digging my own grave. Steve Gadd. Make release. Dave Sanchez.
Music's not working well this morning. Nothing's working well, which is a good thing. Time to breathe. I've been reggaeing all morning. Get out of here. Go away.
There's a lady who showed us his girl, and she's buying the stairway to heaven.
Boom. Good morning, Psychonauts. Is Carlotta here? Is Carlotta here? You know, Pops, what in the PS is going on around here? Carlotta, your postscripts. Oh, Pops, just eat me on tea. Brock and I, we're sitting here. We're going, okay, let's take care of Carlotta. Let's not make her feel bad. We'll go ahead and try one. And if you notice, we're both doing it at the same time yesterday. We even toasted each other. Then we turned and said, hey, wait a minute, real quick, is it infused? She writes back right here on the comments. She writes back, she goes, a little bit. Oh, okay. So it's a little bit. No problem. Boop, Brock, boop. We go on with the show. No problem. Everything's fine. I'm talking on the show about how to be responsible, how to dose correctly, how not to overdo things. I'm talking about, this was me. I'm preaching. I'm like, just do a little, don't do a lot. It's medicine. I'm thinking I just took a little piece of peanut butter, no big deal. You guys don't want to hear this story. You guys don't want to hear what happened. You don't. If you did, you'd push more like buttons. There would definitely be more like buttons pushed right now. But I'll tell the people that do want to hear. Nothing's happening. It's the show. We go on. We do all our readings. We're impeccable. We're doing, everything's wonderful. Spread the love. Spread the kindness. And about 15 minutes after the show, yesterday, it's about 10:30 in the morning now, 10:40. I'm working in the kitchen and Brock buzzes by. Bzz, there goes Brock. About a minute later, zzz, there goes Brock. He buzzes by again. Like he's awfully buzzy this morning. He grabs the can of wax, the spray wax, and he's in waxing the furniture. Wiping wax on, wax off. Bzz. And I'm still not really, it hasn't registered. Hasn't completely registered, but boy, the kid's, he's busy. He's a busy fella. I haven't seen him do housework like this. Usually, definitely not waxing the furniture. Here we go. About another 5 minutes go by. I go, Brock, why are you such a helicopter? He goes, Pops, I'm not a helicopter. I'm a hummingbird. And he walks out of the room. I'm not a helicopter. I'm a hummingbird. Now I'm dying of laughter. This laughter couldn't stop. All of a sudden, I'm laughing. Tears. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh my God! Oh, you're the fun. Dying of. My abs are hurting already. He comes back down the hall and says, "I guess you're starting to feel it now too, huh, Pops?" I didn't even realize. I had to go surf my couch for a minute. Now I'm sitting on my couch. Nothing's going on in the whole house. I'm looking at the grain on the table, on my coffee table. And it was looking at me. The grain was looking right back. And next thing you know, I'm looking at the front door to the house. You guys ever noticed on your doors, sometimes every once in a while, it builds up a little dirty spot where you close the door with your dirty hands? It has a little dirty spot somewhere near the knob. Right around the knob. It's just a little bit dirty. Well, that was looking like a mudslide on my door to me. It was like, I've got a mudslide on my door, on my front. It's imperative that I wipe that down. For the next 20 minutes, I'm wiping it. I'm cleaning every door in the house. Mudslides everywhere on the door, around my doorknobs. I said, hey, Brock, how much was in those things? What the heck? I thought, what was going on? We were polishing knobs, Jesus Christ, but you be careful in Australia. Okay? I'm not kidding you. I expected, Badgie, help me out here if you're here. Badgie, help me out. At our last Mush Fest, when I took a chocolate, I was like, okay, we had a fun little time. Everybody's a little giggly. Let's, I figured it might be a shock. This was like taking 5 chocolates at one time. I'm telling you, I'll get through with this trip. That's the trip report. Oh, wait, I'm not done. Guess what else we did? Now that all the doorknobs in the house are clean, don't ask me how this happened, because we never do this. Ever, ever, ever. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. What's on TV? Let's Make a Deal. Not the ones with Monty Hall, but with that new guy. He's pretty good. Wayne, somebody. We're watching and trying to guess. And it was the most interesting show I've ever seen in my life. Every one of the games, every one of the sequins, every one of the I was so focused on that show. I've never seen Let's Make a Deal like that before. I'm like, two grown men sitting there like we had nothing else to do, like we were in an old folks home or something. Two grown men sitting around watching Let's Make a Deal. Oh, did we stop there? No. Then it runs on to what was the other one? Price is Right. Price is Right. We find out Brock's a genius. That Price is Right. He's within a penny every time. I was like, this guy is not just a hummingbird. He's a Price is Right calculator. Oh, I'm not kidding you. Everyone, how did you know how much that can of chili was? How'd you know the almonds? He got a smoker within $1. I was like, this guy's, man, I gotta put Brock on. Put that kid on Price is Right. We're going home rich. Oh, God. Did he get the final showcase? Yes. God, did we have fun. Trip, can you relate to that? Why all of a sudden two dumb game shows out of the past? Like, oh my God. We didn't do anything for an hour and a half but watch game shows on TV. After wiping the knobs off or waxing the furniture. So Carlotta, the next time you say, I'm going to get through with the segment here. Okay, Carlotta, next time you say eat me on tea, I'm going to say eat you. Okay, no, I'm not doing it. Eat you, pal. Reach out to Carlotta, you guys. What do I find out? There's about 1.5 grams in each one. Close to 2 grams. There's close to, huh?
Are you for real?
No, you told me there was 0.5 gram.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm just messing with them. Carlotta! Oh, God, she can make chocolates like no other. No, CA's like, wow, 2 grams, Pops did 2 grams. No, I abused myself with 0.5 gram yesterday in the middle of the day, not meaning to, and next thing you know, I have very clean doorknobs. Okay, so we're good on the doorknobs for a while now. And now I'm going to be all obsessive. I'm going to wipe my hands before I turn the knob because I want it to stay clean. I'm one of those guys that like all my piles to be perfectly straight. You know what I mean? Brock can have piles like bumbly piles. I'm like perfectly straight pile guy. Okay. Carlotta, I wrote it down. I have got to tell people that Brock was not a helicopter yesterday. He was a hummingbird. Okay? Yup, nerdy, 0.5 gram, and I was off my rocker. Okay? I was off my rocker. Speaking of Carlotta and Sandman, very quickly. Yesterday, those two wonderful people got in their car, drove 2 hours or so, checked out the location that we were actually had scheduled to go to in Gatlinburg for our Mush Fest, and they drove by the location. They wanted to look at it in person, and they wrote back and they said, looks like nobody's been there for months. It's not good enough for the T crew. Who does that to begin with, number one? Thank you so much. I want everybody to thank them for that. They literally got on the horse, drove into town, and checked out the store before they said, come and buy here. Thank you for doing that. That was so thoughtful, because we would have all ended up there and we'd have sort of gone, this is okay, it's okay, we're liking it, but oh my God, it looks like it's nobody's been here for months. So thank you for doing that. So they quickly went and pulled the deposit off of that one, immediately got to work, and they already have another place that they're having lined up. How do you do that? You do that by being incredibly loving. They're not doing that for themselves, you guys. Do you know that? Sandman and Carlotta didn't say, hey, we need to go take care of ourselves today. And there's probably a 4 to 5 hour round trip. Thank you. Mike, I wonder why I love those kids so much. It's acts of goodness. I texted this morning on my IG. We have our mindfulnesses today, right? Aren't they awesome, Trippy? Mike and Gypsy. Isn't that wonderful? Gypsy. Sandman is the greatest raider. And then we got Car. She does a pretty good job there too. Later on today, I heard Pop Croons is going to be in town. I heard Pop Croons is going to pop by because some gypsy lady from the Basque regions of Portugal and France is having a birthday. Some gypsy. She has a gypsy life of some sort. Okay? So she's coming in from the Basque region. That's where most gypsies come from. And Pops is coming in. So we'll probably meet here sometime before 10 o'clock. I posted this morning our mindful thought for today. It's super easy. It's super simple. Be non-judgmental in your own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Just don't be a judge. The minute you're a judge, then you have facts. You're assuming facts you don't have. Nobody's asked you to wear a black robe, standing in front of them, and judges only, a good judge, the real judges in our legal system, they only judge off of the facts that are put in front of them. That's it. It's all they're allowed, just like the jury. You're just allowed the evidence and the facts put in front of you. You can't presume others. You're not even allowed a hearsay. You can't even, or hear that so-and-so said such and such. That's called gossip. That's legal gossip, hearsay. They don't let that in there. So good judges, they don't listen to gossip. They don't listen to hearsay. Good judges don't even judge. They just let the evidence decide. Be non-judgmental in your own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. It is important sometimes. Listen to this. This is hard. For us controllers, born controller, especially because I know more than you. I can do it better. I can do it faster. Do you know that was one of the biggest flaws that I ever had in my life? Besides letting other people keep my score, one of my biggest flaws was my belief, my program, that I could do it better and faster. Therefore, I didn't give you a chance. Or say I'm your boss, I'm the guy right over your shoulder telling you, no, don't put A in the B, put B in the B, and then it's do it like this, like micromanaging icky guy. Do you allow your employees to grow? Do they get better? Do they give you opinions? Do they teach you, hey, there's even a better way to do it than you know, sir? When I finally learned, this is the truth, I'm in my 40s, and I learned the word delegate. It's hard. It's hard to give somebody an assignment, walk away, and let them do it however it works for them, and come back and just judge off of the results. That's hard. That's a lack of control. But you're giving those other people an opportunity. They may even do more than you could have taught them. Delegating is a very, and it's a fine balance, because first you have to train, then you delegate. That's how I want you to do it. But then you have to come back and you have to check to make sure they're doing it. So it might take a retrain. And in the meantime, all of this you're trying not to control. It is important sometimes to let things be just as they are and allow them to breathe without questioning or fixing. having a situation with somebody, sometimes it's just best to let it be. Let it be for a little while. Don't you get that, the delegating part? It's tough. It's a practice. You have to trust yourself more than you're trusting the person that you're trusting when you're a delegator. You know what I mean? You're actually trusting yourself more than you're trusting the person you're trusting. How does that work? That's our thought for the day. We have a couple other things to cover. Boy, I'm loving this. I love being here with you guys. I can't even tell you. Whoops. How come we don't have any music on then, Pops? Okay. Is Mike Brown here this morning? Right? A lot of us agree with Lee Slick Kitten. Is Mike Brown here this morning? Is Mikey Brown here? Thank you, Jolie. Is Mike Brown here? I want to wait. I want to see if Mike Brown's here. Joey Fortunato. Joey Fortunato. Is he here? Mike Brown did have some surgery, right, Sharon? That's correct. And so I think he was in some kind of a recovery situation. Joey's here. Okay, well, Joey won a prize yesterday. Joey won a prize yesterday. And Joey wrote to me, and he asked me to give it to Mike Brown. So, Joey, of course we're going to do that. I wrote you back, yes. I'm just waiting on Mike Brown's address. If we can get Mr. Mike any address other than the hospital, we'll get this sent out to him. Joey, thank you for doing that. Joey's sending somebody that's starting to recover from the hospital, his beautiful little prize package. Fortunato, it's very fortunate. Thank you. So, whenever somebody hears or sees, and I'll keep this here and we'll put this off to the side for Mike, when Mike Brown's around, Mike and Joey, get me an address, okay? Thank you for that. Never winner befores. Never winner befores. Are you ready? Never winners. You've never won here before. I want to give you something. Okay, let's be impeccable. If you really have won here before, please don't answer. Please. But if you've never won before, I would like you to answer. I want you to win. Guess what you're going to win? You're going to win something out of this box. I want you guys, a never winner before, right, Tin Can? We're going to give you one of these. What are they, Pops? They're pumpkins. They're pumpkins from the hills. We call them pumpkin hillbilly or just regular hillbilly. Are they very good, Pops? I don't know. Yes, I do. Actually, my friend from Great Lakes Meds came by yesterday to pick up a few of them because he's putting them into some chocolates that he's working through his little outfit. And what did he tell me, Pops? Your hillbillies, this is a commercial, your hillbillies are the best I've ever seen. Duh. No. So we'll be giving stuff like, never winner before. We'll pick one out of there blindly. Never winner befores only. If you've never won here before, I'd like you to guess a number between 1 and 50. Answer as many times as you want, as fast as you want. And then whoever gets it first on my screen will win one of those bombs. We have a 20 and a 23 and a 15 and a 33. Keep on answering. Never winner before is only 24, 47, 49, 24, 21, 21, 49, 27. Wait a minute. Justin Robinson with the magic number. He said 17, and Pops had written a 17 down right here. Mr. Justin Robinson. Not Mrs. Robinson, Justin Robinson. Let me see, Justin. I'm going to reach over here and I'm just going to grab a monster. Let me grab one of these monsters. This has a Justin Robinson's name all over it. Okay, all over it, Justin. Wait, what do you think Pops has right here? Just because Justin's like, Pops, how much is it? How much does it weigh? Please, Pops, please tell me. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Hold everything. Here we go. What do you guys think it weighs? What's your guess? What's your guess for this one? Just guess for yourself. It's not a contest. Pops, I got it right. You're supposed to send it to me. No, this is Justin's. Wow, Starchild's got a great guess. Justin Robinson bringing home the bacon. Wow. Okay, Justin. There's only one caveat. There's only one thing that you have to do to get that from me. You have to send me your address. And it has to be today, Justin. You have to send it today. See, Kim, that's how you break in a new person. I've never won before. Oh, yeah? Well, let me show you how to win, pal. Okay? The camera adds 2 grams, Doopy says. Hey, there's more of them in here. I'm going to give one away to a never winner before tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to give one away to a never winner before tomorrow. The American one just asked me a question. He just said, I won like 3 years ago at Pop Shrooms. Can I guess? You're going to be your own ethical monitor on that. You decide. You decide if you belong in the Never Winner Before's Club or not me. But I have my eye on the people that are sneaking around. Okay? Okay, let's be smart today. You scientists, we're going to study our brain. Okay? We're going to study our brain. How does the brain work? Man, I'm fascinated by this. So I posted it this morning on IG. It's a phenomenal article that you can go and get and read yourself, but we're going to read along with it. And it's got some good illustrations in it too that I'm going to get a chance to share. Okay? So let's start out talking about our brain. I spent 20 minutes yesterday talking about why I'm going to talk about it. We have a responsibility. I say that and then I get hoodwinked into, no, I had a great time. I felt phenomenal. I feel great today. It was so fun to spend 2 to 3 hours of downtime with my son and just enjoying the world instead of being on the go, off to the grow house, cleaning, and it was a beautiful, natural experience. Thank you for letting me have fun and tell you guys about that. I know I make it sound like fun too, but it was really sweet and good. And then, at the end of the day, I get to call Brock a hummingbird now anytime I want. Okay? Hey, a hummingbird. So, and I noticed there's one thing, Carlotta. Carlotta, let's see, fudge makes the world a better place. I will probably give Brock one of these in the next half hour or so. I'm not going to take one, but I'm going to give Brock one because there's more cleaning to do. Okay? I'm going to give him one of these, and about a little while after that, I'm going to give him a bunch of wax, like some dust cloths and stuff. Point overs. I'll put him to work. Okay, the brain. Okay, let's do the brain. What is the brain? The brain is a complex organ that controls thought, memory, emotion, touch, motor skills, vision, breathing, temperature, hunger, and every process that regulates our body. God, that's a lot of stuff, and they didn't even mention them all. Together, the brain and the spinal cord that extends from it make up the central nervous system. It's or CNS for short. So your neuroscientists, whenever they have a capital C, capital N, capital S, they're talking about the central nervous system. What is the brain made of? Weighing about 3 pounds in the average adult, the brain is about 60% fat. Fatheads. The remaining 40% is a combination of water, protein, carbohydrates, and salts. The brain itself is not a muscle. It contains blood vessels and nerves, including neurons and glial cells. What is the gray matter and the white matter? Gray and white matter are two different regions of the central nervous system. In the brain, now listen to this. We know that we're talking about a brain, and we're talking about a spinal column. Can I tell you, segue. You know what Pops did yesterday? Crazy, it's gonna be a little late. I went on Amazon. True story. I went on Amazon yesterday, and I got one of those science class brains. One of those science class brains. Hold on. I like to learn. Watch this. Hold on. Here it is. Right? It's going to be the brain, and then you break it apart, and it labels the different sections, right? You put it together with little magnets. Oh, I can't wait. Visual aid. If I'm going to study the brain, let me get studying. I don't do things halfway. I can't. It's only $19. I would really like it if we were talking about the brain and I have that thing right in front of us as we're talking. It'll be a couple of weeks behind. I might have to jump back and talk about the brain after that thing shows up. Okay? Great mindset. That's funny. Let me go back. I want to know more. My brain. We start out with two major sections and the spinal cord. That's how we start out knowing Neurology 101. And then what's interesting is the brain and the spinal cord are made up of gray and white matter, but is in opposite. Listen, gray and white matter are two different regions of the central nervous system. In the brain, gray matter refers to the darker outer portion. Let me show you. There's the brain. The gray matter is the darker outer portion, and the white matter is this inner portion here of our brain. While white matter describes the lighter inner section underneath. In the spinal cord, it's reverse. The white matter is what's on the outside, and the gray matter is what's within. Gray matter is composed of neuron somas. This guy right here. This neuron soma, this guy. The round central cell body. And white matter is made mostly of the axons. This section. This is right here leading on to another soma. Here's the gray matter. Here's the white matter. The long stem that connects the neurons together, this neuron to this neuron, that's called the axon. The axon is wrapped in a protective coating called myelin. The different composition of neuron parts is why the two appear different in shades on certain scans. So we have a soma and a soma over here. They're connected by axons wrapped in myelin to protect them. This is fascinating. Each region serves a different role. Gray matter is primarily responsible for processing and interpreting information. Our gray matter is the processor, while white matter is the transmitter. Let's go back to the picture. Makes sense. Here's our processor. Here, the gray matter. Here is our transmitter. Gray matter is primarily responsible for processing and interpreting information, while white matter transmits that information to other parts of the nervous system. Myelin. Thank you, Josie, for the pronunciation correction. Thank you. Okay? Fantastic. How does the brain work? The brain sends and receives chemical and electrical signals throughout the body. Different signals control different processes, and your brain interprets each. Some make you feel tired, for example, while others make you feel pain. Some messages are kept within the brain, while others are relayed through the spine and across the body's vast network of nerves to distant extremities. To do this, the central nervous system relies on billions of neurons, nerve cells. Okay? I love this picture. Okay? We're basically looking at the brain in two major sections that then get broken down into subsections. But you have this whole top and front part of our brain called the cerebrum. And then this back section back here called the cerebellum. And then, of course, we have the brain stem, which connects into our spinal column. At a high level, the brain can be divided into the cerebrum, the brain stem, and the cerebellum. Pay close attention. There's going to be a quiz later. No, I'm kidding. But right now, get a good picture of the three sections that we can talk about. The cerebrum and the brainstem. Okay? Give me 5 people that are saying, Pops, this is interesting. The cerebrum. This is interesting. I'm looking around the class going, are these kids paying attention, or are they like texting their boyfriends? Okay? I feel like some of you might be texting your boyfriend. Pay attention, there's going to be a quiz. That's the only way you get their attention. Then you don't give them a quiz and it's okay. Cerebrum. The cerebrum's the front part of the brain. It comprises gray matter, the cerebral cortex, and white matter at its center. The largest part of the brain, the cerebrum, initiates and coordinates movement and regulates temperature. Kimberly's like, my boyfriend's paying attention too. So that's cute, right? That's super duper cute. Other areas of the cerebrum enable speech, judgment, thinking, and reasoning, problem solving, and emotions and learning. Other functions relate to vision, hearing, touch, and other senses. That was funny, Kim. The cerebral cortex. Cortex is Latin for bark. The word bark, like around a tree. and it describes the outer gray matter covering of the cerebellum. So our cortex is the bark of our brain. Is the way to look at that. The cortex has a large surface area due to its folds. Remember? Look at this. Here's the cortex. All of that. And if we take that with all its folds and everything, pretend that's a piece of fabric, and take that and stretch it out, it would be a lot bigger surface area than it is when it's all wadded up and wrinkled up like that in our head. So our brains are a lot bigger than we think they are. The cortex has a large surface area due to its folds. And the cortex alone comprises about half of the brain's weight. Just our bark. The cerebral cortex is divided into two halves, or hemispheres. It's just like our globe. Our globe has a southern hemisphere and a northern hemisphere. Our brain is divided in half. It has a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere. It is covered with ridges. These ridges are called gyri, G-Y-R-I. The ridges on our brain, I wish I had my little brain model right now. The ridges on our brain are called gyri. And then the valleys, the folds, are called sulci, S-U-L-C-I. I've never heard the word before. Someone may correct my pronunciation. Sulci. We have sulcis and gyries that are creating this head that we have. The two halves join at a large, deep sulcus, S-U-L-C-U-S. It's the interhemispheric fissure. That's a long word. That's our interhemispheric fissure, right down the center. In that valley, that deep, it's called a sulcus. That Grand Canyon, it runs from the front of the head to the back. The right hemispheric, I always get this mixed up too, by the way. Am I a right brain guy or a left brain guy? Because I forget which side controls which. Okay? But this is it. Let me remember. The right hemisphere controls the left side of the body. And the left half controls the right side of the body. What the mix-up? No wonder we're wrecks. Why can't I just be lefty and righty? A bump over to here and bump over to here. No wonder we're already wrecks when we start. Okay, so the right hemisphere controls the left side, and the left side controls the right side. I'm already freaking out. I feel like I'm on Twilight Zone. The two halves communicate with one another through a large C-shaped structure of white matter and nerve pathways called the corpus callosum. The corpus callosum is in the center of the cerebellum. Wait for it. In this picture, you can barely see it. Right here, below the yellow and below the green, there's this little, that whole section, that whitey section, below the yellow and below the green, that whitey section above the purple. That's the corpus callosum. That's the part that's having the two hemispheres speak and speak to each other. That's the communication center between left and right hemispheres. That's cool. I didn't know that. We're going to stop here for today, brainheads, okay? Wouldn't it be cool if I had my brain model? That'd be really cool if I had my brain model. But that'll be for the next time. Excuse me, what's up?
The words are pronounced Jai-Rai
Jai-Rai, okay.
and Sulkai.
And Sulkai. How do you know that?
I looked it up.
And then what, on a pronunciation chart?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Well, it helps to have an assistant in the house. Okay? Jai-Rai and Sulkai. And a little bit of Popeye. Okay? So fantastic information we're getting here today. We're learning about our brain. Put some of that information away. We're going to pick it back up tomorrow. We're going to talk about brain stems and brain coverings and cerebellums and lobes and frontal lobes and backal lobes and hypothalamuses and hippocampuses and pineal glands. And man, we got stuff to learn here. Woohoo! We have 2 more giveaways. But I'm going to spend 10 minutes first. I have 2 giveaways. I'll say. We also have a Pop Croon stop by. But I also want to read a couple paragraphs from our amazing book, The 4 Agreements. I need it. I need to remind myself on a daily basis what agreements I'm making with myself. The 4 that I've made with myself that I'm going to try to practice daily. No, I take that back. I'm not trying to practice. I am practicing daily. This is my practice. I'm on page 53. I'm in the second agreement where we really do coach ourselves and coach each other not to take things personally. And the funny part is that includes everything. We want to take the part where they tell us something wonderful about ourselves, but we don't want to take the other part. And then it creates conflict. Don't take anything personally. Do not take anything personally. When someone says to you, you're doing such a wonderful thing, what they're telling you is their experience is really good, that they're having a wonderful experience and that you're involved. But they're really not telling you you're wonderful. They don't know you. They can't. They can just tell you what their experience. And what we can do when we're unhealthy, I'll give you an example. I'm not a big religious guy anymore. So I don't talk about scriptures or Bibles very much. But we have the most amazing example, whether it's a true story or not, whether it's meant as an allegory, this is the story. There was this big, amazing angel. He was called the Angel of Light. Anybody know how to say light in Spanish? How do you say light in the Romance languages? Luz, luce, right? Well, there's this one angel. He was the brightest of them all. Lucifer. It was a Lucifer guy. He was named after light, not dark. He wasn't named after something bad. He was named after the most healing thing we have. He was also, by legend, a phenomenal musician. Beautiful voice, as good as Elvis Presley. He was like the Elvis Presley of the angels. So not only is he like the brightest, but he's also the Elvis Presley, best performer. So the God guy goes, hey, I want my best performer to come up here and lead the music, lead the praise. I want you to be in charge of all the music. Okay, what an honor. What an amazing opportunity. I get to be the band leader for the Big Shot. All right. Well, if you notice band leaders, what do band leaders do? Band leaders face the audience. Everyone in the audience that's praising is facing the altar area. But the band leader guy, the big musician guy, his back is to the altar and he's facing the congregation. And the congregation is praising and worshiping. But what they're really praising and worshiping is the altar and the guy behind that. But band leaders, Luces, they stand there and after a while they start taking it personal. This is about me, baby. Look at them worshiping. I get good music going in this place. Man, am I the bright one. Look at them, they're all praising. They forgot that it wasn't me. It was the guy behind. It was a completely different object. Not you. You're blessed, lucky to be standing there. But he took it personal. He took it so personal that he grabbed a bunch of them and said, you know what, man, I'm better than him. I'm going to get you a bunch of y'all and we're going to rebel and we're going to do this. And whatever the story that goes on and on. And now we have the enemy of the world. Whether the story's right or I'm not talking about the truth in religion. I'm talking about that story is so symbolic of who we are. Almost every one of your TV evangelists end up in some kind of trouble. Why? Because they feel like after a while they're the one being worshipped. They're the one being targeted for greatness. It is so important to eat humility. Remind ourselves on a regular basis. If they're telling me something wonderful, it isn't me, it's the mushrooms. It's the kindness that I get an opportunity. It's ripple. It's that somebody else gave me a shot. It can't be about us. Even the good stuff. When we talk about taking things personal, usually we're like, don't take it personal. It's something bad. Don't take the good stuff personal either. Just know who you are. You have to know what you're doing for yourself. That you were impeccable today. The worst thing you did today was spend a couple of extra hours watching game shows. That's angelic. I've been in gunfights selling kilos of frickin' cocaine to people to kill themselves with. Pretty big different life. Don't take things personally on any level. The minute we start to say it's about me, we're getting sick. It's time to check in somewhere. Call a friend. Go help an old lady at the old folks home. But don't take anything personal, even the good. Appreciate it. Thank the person. Know where it's coming from is their goodness and kindness, but it's not about you. It's about their good and kind. And that's so hard. I want to hear the good stuff, but don't tell me the bad stuff. Don't take any of it personal. Whatever you do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personal. If they tell you how wonderful you are, they are not saying that because of you. You know you're wonderful. Damn it. You already know. You already know you're doing good things. You already know yesterday the worst thing you did was wipe off a couple of doorways. You already know. You don't need anybody to tell you. When you do, that's the sickness. You know you're wonderful. It's not necessary to believe other people who tell you that you're wonderful. You know how many people are so sick? That's what they do. They spend their lives chasing, am I wonderful? Did I do that? Tell me I'm wonderful. How wonderful am I? That guy gets gaggy, man. Gag me with the spoon, dude. Compliment seekers? Gag me. Get a new program. Grab an agreement. Don't take anything personal. It's not necessary to believe other people who tell you that you are wonderful. Don't take anything personal. Even if someone got a gun and shot you in the head, it wasn't personal. Even that extreme. Listen to this. We have 5 more minutes. Even the opinions that you have about yourself are not necessarily true. Of course. We have these effed up opinions about ourselves that are not true. Those are our healing centers. There's a place to start. Therefore, you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally. Did you hear what I just said? You're creepy, depressed, anxious, gossipy, bad programmed, just not going anywhere mind. Don't take it personal. They're just opinions that you have about yourself. They need to be changed. How do you change them? By acting impeccably and don't take anything personal. Those 2 acts alone take you away from all of it. The mind has the ability to talk to itself, but it also has the ability to hear information that's available from other realms. Sometimes you hear a voice in your mind, and you may wonder where it came from. This voice may come from another reality in which there are living things that are similar to the human mind. The Toltecs called these allies. In Europe, Africa, and India, they call them gods. Our minds also exist in the level of the gods. Our mind also lives in that reality and can perceive that reality. The mind sees with eyes and perceives this waking reality. But the mind also sees and perceives without the eye, although the reason is hardly aware of this perception. The mind lives in more than one dimension. There may be times when you have ideas that don't originate in your mind, but you are perceiving them with your mind. You have the right to believe or not believe these voices, and the right not to take what they say personally. We have a choice whether or not to believe the voices we hear within our own minds. Just as we have a choice of what to believe and agree with the dream of the planet. We'll do a little more about this tomorrow. I have one thought. We're going to jump forward to page 56. Don't take anything personally. Listen, I have it highlighted. This is a huge takeaway. This is a gigantic takeaway. Don't take anything personal. Because by taking things personally, you set yourself up to suffer for nothing. I'd like to suffer, please. Give me a big dose of suffering. I'll tell you the best way to give it to me. Tell me something that I can take personally. Let something happen and I'll take it personal. I looked across the street. There was a tree, big branch this morning. It fell, cracked down because it was filled with ice. And it's laying across my neighbor's driveway, this branch. No kidding. There's this branch laying across his driveway. And it's filled with ice. And I'm thinking, this was early this morning, I'm thinking, when he gets in his car to back out, it's blocked by this branch. He's got to move this branch out of the way of his car. And I was thinking, what if he's late for work? He's got to take an extra couple of minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should go over there. Don't even tell him. And just move the branch out of his driveway. So I was going to do that like Mr. Good Deed, but I didn't get to it. All of a sudden, something else happened. Now I'm in this. But why did I mention that story? Because I could imagine in a place where my brain isn't super healthy and I'm running a little bit late for work. I could imagine taking that branch personally. It happened to me. This is another thing. I lost my keys this morning. Now there's a branch behind my car. Everybody in the world's against me. I could imagine in an old pop sick brain, I could have taken that branch personally. It did it to me. It's that small. We do that. Look around. Look around, you guys. How many times are you going to blame the world? What happened to you? No, it just happened. Had nothing to do with whether he was late for work or not. It just happened. When we take things personally, we literally volunteer to suffer. I'd like to volunteer to suffer right now, please. I'm going to blame the tree and ice. All the way to work, pissed off. Blame it. Get to work, bite the secretary's head off, and lose an account. Humans are addicted to suffering. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Be careful. My website is thedetroitmushlab.net. Be careful. We set ourselves up to suffer very easily. Let yourself off the hook. Okay? Let yourself off the hook. Don't take it personal. Even that Chinese balloon, that wasn't about you. Let's do 2 giveaways. I want to get these giveaways going. All right? Let's do... You're welcome, you guys. Thank you for listening. Let's do these 2 giveaways. These giveaways, they have options in them, right? We're going to talk some more about our brain tomorrow and about not taking things personal tomorrow. And then we're going to maybe have some fun, too, in between, right? Is Gypsy Lady still here? Is Miss Gypsy Lady still here? Is Gypsy around? Please hang in here for we have 2 giveaways. Okay, good. I'm glad that Gypsy's here. Have you guys said happy birthday to Gypsy Live? Have you? If you haven't, you should. Happy birthday to Gypsy Live. Happy birthday. Because she's nice. Happy birthday. We met her in person. Happy birthday. I met her in Preston. They're the best in the East and the West. Happy birthday. She's got a gypsy life. Da-da-da-ba-ba-ba-doo-boo-ba-wow-wow. She knows just how badly do. Oh, wowee. I hope she has a happy birthday, Dee. Happy birthday, badly do wop wow. Gypsy life. Happy birthday to you. Gypsy! You know how pretty she is in person? I mean, I'm very virally too, I'm sure, virtually. But what a pretty lady. Handsome cowboy husband. Happy birthday. I could have done better. I'm sorry, Gypsy. It's hard to find words that rhyme with gypsy. Okay? And we invite you to take that personal. Don't take anything personal except your birthday song. That's the only thing you're allowed to take personal. Okay? Let's do a giveaway. We're going to do a giveaway by mentioning first person. We're going to do Gypsy Tipsy. It's hard to find a word that rhymes with gypsy. Mipsy, whipsy, dipsy. She's not dipsy. She's not mipsy. Okay? Here we go. We wrote down a car part. First person to say the car part I wrote down on my screen is going to win a prize. Alternator was not the one I wrote down. Nope, not gravy. Itsy bitsy and tipsy and lipsy. Alternators and crispies. Horns and alternators and steering wheels. And glizzies and frizzies. And seatbelts and catalytic converters. And windshield wipers. Nope. And starters and fuel filter. And no, fuel pump, no, windshield, no, dome light, no, battery, no. They're merch with Dan. Merch with Dan. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Merch with Dan has it correct. Merch with Dan said lug nut. First on my screen. Oh, I see these Slick Kitten had it too. But I'm sorry, merch with Dan. Lug nut. Lug nut. Lug nut. Merch with Dan. Merch, you have a decision to make. Merch, come on back. There's still one more. So watch this. Merch has to make a decision. So will the next winner. Hey, Merchie, you got to make a decision. Okay? Merch. Merch with Dan. Merch. First thing, for sure you're going to get a 10-pack of 200 milligram Ghost capsules from Pops. But now you have to pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. Which one do you want? There's numbers 1s, 2s, and 3s. 1, ODPE, it's an 8th. 2, pumpkin, hillbilly, it's over an 8th. 3, blueberries, crunchy ghosts, it's over an 8th. All 3 of these weigh almost the exact amount. Do you want the ODPE, the ghost, or the big gigantic pumpkin? Which one does he want? Okay? You have a choice. Now, pay attention, winner. Pay attention to the next winner because you're going to have the same choice. Merch is going with number 3, is going with this one right here. Okay, Merchie? They're really good. The blueberries, killing it. Hey, next winner is going to have to make the same decision. Okay? We're going to give you a threesome to pick from. But, Merch, in order to get this from me, I need an address from you today. Has to be in today. I need an address today. I was all stressed out yesterday. I need it at thedetroitmushlab.net. Yesterday, I was like, one person hadn't sent in their address yet, right? And I'm like, this is a true story. And I wasn't taking it personal. But I'm like, you know, if that person doesn't send in the address, I have to tomorrow give the box away. I don't want to do that. And I fell asleep. I fell asleep and the address wasn't in yet. The address wasn't in yet. And I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm going to have to give that guy's box away. I'm not even lying. The box was, okay, well, I moved it. The box was sitting right over here ready to be given away this morning because I didn't get the address before I fell asleep last night. I woke up this morning, the address was sitting in my email. And I was, you know what? That counts. You could do it overnight. As long as it's in there by the time I wake up tomorrow morning. So I was like, phew, he must have woke up in the middle of the night and said, oh no, or he got off work late or something like that. So everybody did what they were supposed to do and they didn't put me in a bad spot. Okay, so because I was like, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to take it back. And this person, middle of the night, they're like, uh-oh, Pops is going to have to be mean if I don't send him an address. Let me get that off. Okay. So let's do one more. Let's do one more giveaway. And this giveaway, I know, man. Whew, What a relief. Okay, I've done another. I wrote down a color. A color. What color did I write down? First person to say what color I wrote down will win a prize. It is not chartreuse. Don't even try to guess chartreuse, because that is not the one I wrote down. Okay, so what did I write down? Magentas and blues and blues and blues and oranges and reds and purples and turquoises and greens and mustard yellows and turquoise. Green Table Gardens killed the game. He said fuchsia, I said fuchsia. Green, greeny bringing it home with the big win. Green Table Gardens, fuchsia. Good enough. That was it. Kill it. Sorry, guys, game over. Greeny killed it. Which do you want, Greeny? You're getting the 10-pack. You're getting the 10-pack of caps, no problem. And then you're also getting, which one do you want? Do you want the Ghosties, the ODPEs, or the gigantic pumpkin? Which one do you want, Greeny? Oh, I know, Slingy, that was fast. But we're running out of time, too. Which one do you want? You can go pumpkin, you could go ODPE. He's going pumpkin. He's saying, Pop, send me that pumpkin. Okay, I'm going to send you this pumpkin right here, along with your capsules. Okay, Greeny? So you give me your address at the DetroitMushLab.net before I wake up tomorrow morning, and we'll get this sent off to you. Okay, bro? Thank you. And we're still waiting for Mike Brown to get me an address. Somebody to help me get an address from Mike Brown here. That would be wonderful. You guys, I've had a wonderful day here this morning. We're going to learn a lot tomorrow's Friday already. Woo! Have a great day. Be kind to one another. Ripple goodness. Practice what we preach. Clean doorknobs, even if you haven't had Carlotta fudge. Look at your doorknobs. Do they need to be wiped around? I bet a couple of you do. I was surprised how dirty mine were. I'm going to have to go check them again soon. But make sure you clean your doorknobs. And be wonderful to one another. Have a great day. Peace, Pops. Scrolling you weirdos out of here. Frankie, I can send to any state, but I can't send out of the states. Star Child, let's remember that, dear. Maddie, and American One, and Slingy and Gypsy. Happy birthday, Gypsy. MVP and Sandman. Put the address in the address bar, not in the search bar, please. That's correct. Mushmouth and Jolie. Jolie, I like when you're here. RX, I like you too. Sharon's always happy. The exception is exceptional. Greeny, great job. Benny Bennett, Keeper of the Strains, and Star, and Reb, and Sharon, and Big Al, and Star. And Eric. Eric, is it Polish or is it Polish? I'm not sure, Merch. Jesus Christ. In Australia is licking windows. Whoa. Jackie Cat, Maddie, Cat, CA, Hager Bumps, Anthony, life is beautiful. Carlotta is my car, Merch, Nerd Bridget, Babylon and Star and Laddie, and Sandman and Mushmouth and Paige and Carlotta and Louis Ramirez Jr. New England Visuals. Maria's all the way in Sweden. I need a Pluton of people to take care of my ass. A Pluton, you're hilarious. Kim, you have a wonderful day. Clean and Louis, and always rised up, rising. Unrest and Joey Buttertune. Now, Joey, thank you. Jolie and MVP and Jesus Christ and Big Al and Frankie and Desi and Lad and Keeper and Trippy and Bill Dare You We. Tomorrow is your 1 week anniversary. And you're happy to be here. Saska Mojo, Carlotta, Eric, Unrested, Sid, Big Al, Jesus, Sharon, Snuffy, Luffy, Gus, Tin, Mike, Barry Ball, Clooney, Carlotta, I know, isn't that awesome? Jesus, Star Child, Choop and Doop, loving those posters. MVP, oh, couch surfing yesterday. Jesus, Captain Shroomy, Trippy Murchie, Anthony, American One, Star Child. You guys don't want to go, I can tell. Great Unknown, Mike, Builder Yui, Keeper of the Strain, Star, Gypsy, thank you, dear. Lexington, Felix, all the way. Hey, Felix the cat. The wonderful, wonderful cat. The more you get, the more he gets in a mix. He reaches into his bag of tricks. Felix the cat. The wonderful, wonderful cat. I gotta look at that again. Felix, you're a wonderful cat. Have a great day, you guys. And reach into your bag of tricks. Pops out.